if you are a business owner that is very new to automation and you want to automate certain processes in your business, so let me show you some simple systems that you can create from scratch without technical knowledge and without doing too much, without coding or scripting or anything. All you have to do is build the system, and this is going to, make your work and your team's work more effective. And the funny thing is that it is very beginner friendly, and you might not even have to build it yourself. You could just describe what you want, and then the software will go ahead and build the workflow for you. So the software that we are going to use for this is called Zapier. Zapier is the most beginner-friendly automation tool, if you ask me, in the market, because a lot of its connections are very straightforward. All you have to do is sign into the app that you want to connect to Zapier, and you are good to go. It doesn't involve a lot of the technicalities like you have on anything, Make, and the rest. That is why I recommend this for any entrepreneur that wants to automate some of the processes in their business, right? Especially as a beginner with no automation knowledge, right? So once you sign up, this is the dashboard that you're going to see. You can create a Zap, an agent, a table, a form, a chatbot. There is a lot that you can do here, which we are going to be going into in our subsequent videos, but we are just going to start very simple here. What we want to do is create a simple system. And what is this system going to do? This system is going to watch for our form submission. So once someone fills our form and submits it, it's going to trigger an email to be sent to that particular person, telling them, oh, okay, we have received your form. A sales team member is going to reach out to you shortly. And once that email has been sent out, it goes ahead to create the customer in our HubSpot for us, and then proceeds to send a notification to the sales team on Slack that, oh, there is a new client or a new lead that you people have to follow up on, or that the team has to follow up on. So that's what this simple workflow is going to be for. So if to create this one, what you have to do is just come to create here. You can as well use these right here, or alternatively it's the same thing. So once you click on that create, you're going to see all of this list. So what you want to do is click on Zap, because what you actually want to do is create a Zap. So once you click on that, this is the dashboard that you will see. You will see trigger, and then you see action. So what we want to do is set our trigger. And let me also explain here that you can also use this Copilot to create your workflows. So what is Copilot? So what you have to do with this Copilot is just describe what you want. Like the description I've just given now is what I would have just fed into this Copilot, and it will go ahead and build this automation itself for me. Right? I'm going to show you how you can also use this Copilot in a minute, but for this particular one, let us do it manually. Right? So the first thing that we want to set here is going to be our trigger. So we click on that, and then we are going to search for our form. So it will depend on the kind of form that's connected to the website, say your Google form, Teleform, whatever form, right? So let's say for our own case, what is connected to our website is Teleform. So what we have to do is click on Tele here, Tele or Tally, whatever you call it. So once we click on that, it pulls this up for us. So we have to choose the trigger event, which is going to be the event that will trigger this the setup to start running. So in our own case, it's going to be new submission, right? And that is what we want. So once we have set our trigger event, the next thing we want to do is sign into our account so that we can establish that connection. So you just click on sign in here. So it will direct us to our Teleform so that we can establish that connection. So yeah, this is my Teleform. So what I'll do is just accept this. And see, it has pulled up the account for me. So that is the next thing I want to do is click on continue, so that I can configure this the way I want. So I will select the form. Here I'm going to see a list of all the forms I have created on my Teleforms dashboard. So I can now decide which form I want this automation to be running on. So for mine, I only have one, which is called this inquiry form. So I go ahead and do continue. So the next thing I want to do is test this trigger to see if my configuration is correct. So it has pulled up a form for me. Yeah, so that means my configuration is very, very correct. Right, so the next thing I want to do is you can continue with the selected record. So it's once you click that continue with selected record, it automatically just takes you to the next step where you're going to put your next action, right? Or you can still come back here and click on action to take you so that you can still put in your second action. Either way that works for you is still fine. So like we had said, the next thing that we want, once someone fills our form, we want to be but like we said, what we want is once someone fills our form, we send them an email, right? So we are going to click on our Gmail here. And then the next thing that you want to do is your action event, which is going to be to send an email. So what you do is create and send a new email message. So the next thing you have, of course, is to sign into your account. You'll be redirected to your Gmail and then your Gmail account. So what you just do is click on the one that you want to use here. It will take you to continue. So you just click on continue here. and click on continue again here. So you see, automatically your connection has been established. So you click on continue here, and then the email to here. That to means who the email is going to. So you want to map this to what's the email that is on the form. So just click on this plus sign here, and then you'll be redirected to the email. So you see the Copilot has already given you suggestions of what you should map this to. But if you don't see that, you just come down here and you're going to see your email field, which is what is your email here. So you just click that, and if you want to, copy or blind copy any of your team members, you can just do that here by providing their email as a blind copy. So from here is going to be your Gmail accounts that you connected here. So once you click on here, it's going to pop up all the connected Gmail accounts. So you just click on the one you want to use. So you also put the from name, that's going to be your name that is going to be showing. When someone sees an email from a particular person, instead of just the email address, is going to show the name as well. So if you want to put that, you can go ahead and put that here. So it's not a reply to, so we leave that as open. But for the subject here, we're gonna say we have, of course, you have to do a better thing here, right? So the next thing that we want to do here is hi, and you want to map the first name here so that you can personalize the email so it doesn't look like robotic. I want to use that word. So what you want to look for is the person's name. In my form, I just have full name, but in your own form, it would be ideal that you always have a break between the first name and the last name so that way you can only pick the first name, right? So now that we have that mapped into our email, what we want to do is type our message so we can say, we have received your message or submission, whatever works for your team. Just make sure that the email is professional and good looking enough. A member of our sales team will reach out to you shortly. And then I can put in my what do we call it, my ending clause here, yours, uh, kind regards. I don't know what this is, but comms operations, I don't know. So your signature here, if the email that you're using here as a signature, it's going to pull up here, but like mine doesn't, that's why it's not showing anything here. But if yours has, it's going to show that. Do you want to label these or put that in a particular mailbox, or you want to add any attachment? We don't want to do any of those things. So we just click on continue. And the next thing that you want to do is test this particular step. So we click on test step here. That particular step is working perfectly. The next thing that we want to do is add our CRM module that is going to go in and create that contact for us on our CRM. So we are going to click on this plus sign here to add another step. So what we want to do is choose our CRM. For mine, I'm going to use HubSpot, but if you use Pipedrive or whatever CRM that you use, that's what you would want to use here. So for me, I'm going to use HubSpot because I think HubSpot is very popular, but is the most widely used. So of course, go ahead and choose your action event. And mine is going to be to create or update a contact, simply because when you create if I choose only to create a contact, some of our contacts might not necessarily be new, right? Because sometimes say someone fills a form and then for some reason they didn't proceed to buy, and then they already have that knowledge that, oh, to be able to get consultation or get to meet the sales team of this company, I have to fill this form. So once they are ready to purchase the second time, they can come back again and fill that form again. So if we pick create a contact, it's going to run into an error when it runs with an already created contact, because it already sees that contact as already created, so it's not going to create that contact again. So that's why we are using create or update, so that just in case that contact already exists in our HubSpot, it's going to just make the updates and then move along instead of throwing up errors for us. So that's why we're using create or update a contact rather. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for create update contact here. Yeah, so here it is, create or update a contact. So once that the action event has been chosen, so the next thing we want to do is create our connection. So you just simply click on sign in, and then it will redirect you to your HubSpot. So you just sign into your HubSpot and you're good to go. So we'll choose this account here. This is the one we want. So you click on choose account. we are going to accept this, and then automatically connect the app for us. So we have this connection here. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and configure it. So this is where you go ahead and do the mapping. Map the first name to the first name, the last name to the last name, the email, all of the mappings that you have available. I think the only thing that's going to match from what I have is going to be same name here. So just click on this plus sign to map it to our form responses. So this is the name right here. The next thing that we want here is going to be our email. Yeah, so which is the first thing here. So we do contact email here. So we go ahead and map it to our form here, which is this. So just do the same thing for your other information that you want to map to, some the fields in this HubSpot. And once you're done with that, just click on continue here. And then of course you go ahead and test this step. So you see a contact was sent to this. So it will probably either update or create a new one depending on what it sees there. So the next thing is to add a step here, which is going to be our last step, and which is going to be the step that sends a message to our team members on Slack that there is a new lead that they have to follow up on. So we are going to use Slack, and then you choose our event, which is going to be sending a message to a channel. We're sending it to our sales channel, right? Unless you have just one person handling your sales, then it can be a direct message here. So you just click on send direct message here. But if you want to send it to an entire channel, maybe like your sales channel, if you have a couple of people in your sales team and they have like a channel, then we can use the sales channel. So let's use our sales channel for this. So we click on send channel message there, and then you go ahead and create your connection. So you choose your workspace here. Mine is this one. I click on allow. So I click on continue here. Then I go ahead and select the channel name. So all the channel name will be listed here. So mine is going to be this All Joe's Money. So the message here is going to be so we can have the first name here just so we will know the exact person we are talking, the team will know the exact person that we're talking about. So you can decide to send this as a bot or send it as yourself. So sending it as a bot means once the message appears on your Slack channel, it's going to appear like it came from Zapier. So the logo there and everything that you're going to see is going to be Zapier. But if you send it as yourself, it's going to appear with your name and also your picture and everything, right? So let me just show you the difference. So let's say we leave this as a bot and the bot name is Zapier, but if you want to change it, you can just go ahead and say lead bot, and then once you have the bot name here, you can just add a link with it. That's going to be a link to this Zap, but we don't really want to add that link to Zap, so we just do no here, and there's nothing else we want to change, right? So we just do continue, and then we test the step. Remember, we had picked that I should send this as a bot, so this is what we now have here. If I load up my channel, yeah, so you see the way it sent it with this and looking like this. So this is when it sends it as a bot. So this one down here is when it sends it as a bot, and this one up here is when it sends it not as a bot, right? It sends it as you, the CEO of the business, right? So you can decide whatever works for your team. If you want it to send it as a bot, you want it to send it as you, whatever works for your team, whatever your team members prefer. Maybe a bot sending them messages can make them feel some type of one, not take it serious. So you can make it look like it's coming from you so that it will be like you are the one telling them to follow up on that lead. Anyhow you would prefer it for your team, that also works. So once you have that, you just hit publish here. And your Zap is live. So now every time someone submits a form, it's going to go through all of this process. The only reason this took me longer is because I'm talking through this. If I was not talking through this, I would have done this in less than 5 to 10 minutes. I'm sure that this is something that you can set up for your business in less than 10 minutes that will save you and your team that time that you take to go and confirm a lead and then create that lead on your CRM and then notify people that will follow up. And that's a lot of work. So just set this up. You don't need technical knowledge. You don't really need to know too much about this. You can set this up in less than 5-10 minutes, right? I'm going to see you in my next video where we are going to use the Copilot to still set up this exact system. Okay, I will see you in my next one. If you love videos like this, make sure you should stick around if you're a business owner that is trying to automate processes in your business and you really don't know where to start. I promise that I'm going to make my videos as beginner friendly, as simple as possible so that you can get a hang of it and start automating your processes, because there is no reason why you're not automating processes in your business. Okay, so make sure you subscribe to this channel, make sure you stay glued to this channel, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Okay.